Welcome to the Ancient Alternative View. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Good day to all watching the Ancient Alternative View, the place where everyone's opinion matters. Remember, the truth has been hidden and covered for many years, so all theories to our ancient past are on the table. I look forward to hearing your views. Please like, comment and subscribe below. Thank you. At just 313 square kilometres, Malta is one of the world's smallest and most densely populated countries. This Mediterranean island is also home to the world's oldest freestanding structures and enduring mysteries. Inhabited for more than 9,000 years, Malta has been settled by Venetians, Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, the Muslim Emirate of Sicily, and Crusaders under the Holy Roman Empire. The history of mysterious Malta is the history of the entire Mediterranean and beyond, ladies and gentlemen of the Ancient Alternative View. In 1694, the Knights of St. John discovered two ornamental pillars known as the Cippi of Melkart in the village of Masalicot. The pillars contained engravings that allowed linguists to unlock the ancient and mysterious Phoenician language. The Cippi honoured Melkart, the Phoenician god of life and death. Around 500 BC, the Greeks began to associate Melkart with their own Hercules. The Greeks and Phoenicians joined forces to build a Maltese temple honouring Hercules and Melkart at the Tas Silk site where the Cippi of Melkart were discovered. The Cippi of Melkart were carved into white marble and stand 1 metre high. Like most ornamental pillars, these contain inscriptions, 3 lines of Greek text and 4 lines of Phoenician. The Cippi's hidden message, an ode to Melkart, was finally translated by a French archaeologist in 1758. The Cippi of Melkart were undoubtedly the key to unlocking the Phoenician language. The Temple of the Giants. Malta's megaliths are older than Stonehenge and possibly other of our megalithic structures around the world. These supersized temples date to around about 5700 BC. The date of the structures was summarized through radiocarbon dating of human remains and pottery found in the vicinity. Located on the island of Gozo, Gajantija is the oldest freestanding structure that we can find and date in the world. According to legends, giants were supposed to have built these enormous structures. First excavated in 1827, the Gajantja temples sit on the Jara Plateau facing southeast. Massive limestone blocks compose the exterior. Slabs reaching up to 26 feet or 8 meters high covered the edifice. The interior walls are made of rough limestone chunks. It's likely that these jagged walls were once smoothed over with a clay and a thin coat of plaster. Off the coast of Malta, archaeologists discovered a 3,000-year-old Phoenician shipwreck. Not only is this the oldest shipwreck in the central Mediterranean, but its cargo is nearly intact. Divers spotted the wreck in 120 metres of water 1.6 kilometres off the coast of the Gozo. Based on the ship's cargo, experts believe that the ship was en route to Sicily when it sank. Researchers are not revealing the exact location for obvious reasons. So far, more than 50 amphorae and nearly 2 dozen 35-kilogram grinding stones have been recovered. There are 7 types of amphorae, suggesting that the ship had travelled to several ports before its ill-fated final voyage. The Phoenicians' homeland was in modern-day Lebanon. However, their trading empire stretched all across the Mediterranean. The key to their success was mastery of our seas. Malta is home to yet another mysterious hallmark that we've seen before, the mysterious cart ruts. These network of enigmatic parallel tracks that cut across the island's limestone and appear to be man-made. No one knows exactly how cart ruts got here. Some run off sheer rock faces, others appear underwater. A common theory is that they were for a system of catching water and distribution of. Most of the cart ruts date to Bronze Age around 200 BC, when Sicilian settlers came to Malta. However, I have to feel that these could have been a lot earlier. One theory proposes that the ruts began when early inhabitants moved massive objects via carts. Well, these would be some size carts, ladies and gentlemen. The top soil leaves furrows that grew deeper through and through over the years. It's unlikely that the ruts were used to irrigate parallel channels. They'd serve no function in that regard. Cart ruts near the Dingle Cliff support the load-bearing sled theory because many lead directly to a rock quarry. However, how on earth would this go through solid rock? There must have been some sort of rock manipulation for this to happen, ladies and gentlemen of the ancient alternative view. I'd love to hear your opinion on the cart ruts that we find all around our world. Very strange. For almost a recorded 2 millennia, Malta's temple people covered their small island with over 30 stone temple complexes. These cultures developed in complete isolation. The more it advanced, the more extreme it became, seeming to ignore all influence from the outside world. The temple complexes contain ritual and burial sites along with hundreds of statues. How this advanced culture developed is an enigma, so its sudden disappearance remains a complete mystery. I'm wondering, ladies and gentlemen, whether our ancient engineers may have settled here. The temple people were not wiped out by invasion, not disease, or not famine. Yet around 2900 BC, they just simply disappeared. Is this not evidence that they moved on to a separate place, maybe to teach further engineering skills and create other temples and other beautiful megalithic buildings around our world? Isotope analysis of human remains reveals that they consumed mostly meat and vegetables. Strangely for an island people, they had very little seafood in their diet. Some theorize that rapid climate change ended the era of the temple people, but more research is required onto whether our engineers actually were there or not. It's also worth a mention, while extending the fields of St. Paul Missionary College, workers discovered ancient catacombs. They contained the remains of at least 8 individuals, including a child. The immaculate remains were completely undisturbed by grave robbers. The chambers were hand chiselled from stone, or maybe machine marked. For the infants, there were burial shelves, which were miniature tombs that had been plastered shut. The identity of the remains is a mystery. Calling them Maltese would be very wrong, as the identity is a modern one. The catacombs date to around about 2,000 years ago toward the Roman Empire. However, the location and contents of the tomb suggest that the region was transitioning from a Carthaginian colony to a Roman province. A large Jewish population, as well as various other merchants and colonists, also existed in Malta 2 millennia ago. The Manadra Temple complex is located on Malta's isolated and rugged southern coast. The site dates back to well before 4000 BC. The most striking element of the temple complex is the attention that its builders paid to astronomy. I'm sure we've seen that somewhere before, haven't we? Ancient alternative view. Builders sought to harmonize the location with celestial activity. The entrance to the South Temple is decorated with large stone blocks containing hundreds of drilled depressions. The doorway and the decorated blocks mark the equinoxes and the solstices. There are loads of megalithic sites around our world that do this. So if Malta was so secluded, then where did they get this technology from? I'd love to hear your view, ancient alternative view. The Neolithic temple complex of Haga Kim hints at a mysterious Maltese fertility cult. First excavated in 1839, the complex contains a central structure and two outlying buildings. A series of C-shaped rooms known as apses gives the site its structure. The stonework here we can also find similar hallmarks that what we see in South America, also other sites around our world. During the summer solstice, the rising sun's rays penetrate the sanctuary through an elliptical hole cut from one particular apse and illuminates all the lower stones. Combined with the array of fertility statues discovered here, archaeologists just theorized that Hager Kim was the location of an ancient reproductive rites place. The ancient fertility temple would have been active around about 4000 BC. Several clay and stone statues of androgynous obese figures and rather larger ladies have been recovered from Hager Kim. Two stone altars hint at ancient rites once performed here. The lower limestone construction has stood for millennia. However, modern environmental conditions are beginning to rapidly erode this structure, which is now having to be protected. Malta's Hypogeum of Halcephalini is believed to be one of the oldest underground temples in the world. Dating back to at least 6,000 years, this subterranean sanctuary is notable for its unique acoustics, similar to those found in the pyramids at Giza. Many equate being in the Hypogeum with standing under a giant bell. Specific pitches resonate in flesh and bone as much as the ear. With sounds coming from unknown sources, the underground temple transfixes any audience. Maltese composer Ruben Zarra, an Italian team, discovered that the sounds of the Hypogeum reverberate at around about 110 Hz. This pitch sensitivity also being detected at other sites like Ireland's New Grange. At 2008, UCLA studied revealed that pitches at 110 Hz shift brain activity into the prefrontal cortex. The result is a decrease in linguistic activity and an increase in emotional processing. It is unknown whether the room's dimensions or its constructions have more of an impact to sound generated. Many, many mysteries surround ancient Malta, ladies and gentlemen of the ancient alternative view. Remember, there's always an ancient alternative view. Thank you for watching.